Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. In the last episode, we finished off the numbered levels of World 4, and you can probably see where we're going with this. Because now it's time for the lettered levels, 4A and 4B. You also might notice that for some reason my lives and coins are maxed out and I have Cranky with me. That's because the footage for these two levels actually got screwed up, and I didn't realize it until I'd overwritten the save file that could have dropped me off right before these, so we're gonna have to redo these. Yeah, it's annoying, but it was a lesser of two evils considering the alternative was to play through almost 4 entire worlds over again. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into 4A, Rockin Relics. I can pretend to be surprised. So this isn't an underwater level. It's more of a beach level again, and a very stormy one at that. I actually like this one. One reason being the atmosphere. I think I mentioned, well yeah, I mentioned back in World 2.4 specifically, how I tend to like rainy levels in video games just because I think there's something kind of neat about them, and this one is no exception. Let's not run into penguins, shall we? Ourselves a heart back, and there's our first bonus room. And it's one of this kind, great. Well, the key to these is just finding a rhythm, and there we go. Probably wasn't the most optimal path they could have taken. Well, I guess most optimal is kind of redundant. But anyway, back out we go. So there's our Kong barrel where we can re-get Cranky. And we actually want to keep Cranky for this one because he is required to get the secret exit. You can get some bananas down here. He's actually helpful in the rest of the level too if you want to use him, because there are a lot of those urchin things around, and he can just jump on them with his cane. You actually have to go underwater here for the K. And generally, you probably want to check underwater in this level because they do hide a few things there. But you'll be spending a fair amount of time out of water also. And then you get just completely underwater sections like this one. See, this I don't really mind, because it's only a small section of the level, and we can get a break from it soon and all that. There's just not as much pressure, I guess. You can also double back and get air. That was a puzzle piece there that was triggered by getting all those bananas. Yeah, we're running out of air. The surface is right here. If I could actually learn to swim forward instead of in place. Jump on those enemies, and if you get all the bananas here, you can get another puzzle piece. You don't have to worry about rain coming in through the holes in the... Whoops! That was almost bad. In the ship or anything. It's not like 2-7 in returns. Oh, ow, shark. CK. Or Copy Kitty. Wait a minute. Okay, kept expecting that fish to turn around and it didn't. Whoop. Get a coin there. Not that it matters. And down here we have 10 bunches of bananas, which is definitely a better price than 1 bunch of bananas. Especially since if you get all of these, you also get a puzzle piece. Just be careful when you're getting out, because you don't want to land under the bouncing urchins. We want to breathe air, we do not want to breathe pointy things. Breathing pointy things would be hazardous to our health. So come down here, watch out for the shark, because they're annoying. And we have a very well camouflaged bonus barrel here. Simple enough. Sometimes I forget that the barrels stop after you shoot out of them because I'm not only very good at video games, I also have very good memory. Especially for games that I'm in the middle of playing. I forget if I mentioned the music yet. If I have mentioned the music yet, but it's obviously another Lockjaw Saga remix. Also, Cranky is really good for getting those banana bonuses done quickly because he can give you an increased jump height. Come down here, get all these bananas, and it's a coin. Probably not worth it, especially since there's a shark there who is all too happy to get right in your way. The thing about having Cranky here is if you want, you could probably skip some of the waiting for the platforms because of his higher jump. Yeah, I do like the music in this one, but I mean, well, okay, more so than the Aquatic Ambient remixes, maybe, I don't know. It does get a bit tiresome after a while. So here, you know, actually, here might be a decent place to show the Kong Pao because we have a bunch of urchins in the way with the second big sucky thing in the level. And I don't think we've actually used a Kong Pao this entire world. Turn them into coins that we don't need because we're maxed out. Good thing, too, because it's actually kind of a pain to get all 4 of those because of the swimming controls, which are exacerbated by the big sucky thing. You also want to get all 6 of these banana bunches here because... Okay, there's the missing one. If you do, a puzzle piece appears. So wow, our Kong Pao is like a quarter of the way full again. Already. Come out and checkpoint. Now this must be done delicately if you want the N and the coins and all. You don't want to run into the fire things or the penguin. And speaking of things that must be done delicately, if you get that banana, we have more bananas to get, and if we get all of them before the time runs out, we get another puzzle piece. And you kind of don't want to fall into the water like I just did. I might have screwed myself up. Okay, good. I don't think there's actually anything useful in the water here, but I guess we might as well check while we're here. Could get some sweet revenge on that shark with Cranky's cane for all the trouble his friends have caused. His, her, their, whatever. Honestly, the physics on these tilting platforms are kind of weird. You slide down them when they're all the way tilted, and you can't roll on them unless the angle's shallow enough. So a lot of the time it might be safer just not to try rolling on them at all. To get all those bananas, you can get a coin there. Penguin. So here's where the secret exit is. You see these 3 urchins. And you can see the vine and the portal up there. What you want to do is use Cranky to jump off one of the urchins and hopefully do a better job of grabbing that vine than I just did. Ow. You need the extra height to get up there. It might be possible to do this with Dixie. Okay, well, I messed that up. Fortunately, these things do respawn. It might be possible to do that with Dixie if you're careful enough, but it's clearly intended to be done with Cranky. Oh, one of them respawned at any rate. Honestly, we can probably... Okay, both did. Probably get rid of that first one since it's almost certainly too far away to be of any use. Well, boy did I botch that something fierce. I guess we're coming back for the secret exit. Fortunately, we have to do the level twice anyway, so it's no great loss. Don't forget that puzzle piece down there, by the way. Jump into a barrel, and it's time for the final section of the level. Also, there's a puzzle piece down there that you don't want to miss. That would have been the final one. Oh, we actually did hit the DK. I thought we missed that. So, KONG, got all the puzzle pieces, even if you can't tell because we already got them previously. And there we go. Normal exit of 4A done. So the normal exit actually just leads back to 4-2. You actually have to get the secret exit if you want to progress to 4B. So let's go ahead and do that. I will see you back where the secret exit was. Okay, here we are. Let's see if we can do a little better this time. Also, I guess I kind of forgot to mention the main gimmick of the level, which is basically these platforms that get shocked by electricity and go up and down. I guess that would be the Rockin Relics. Whoa! Almost wasn't paying attention there. Maybe we don't need to wait until... Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Too late. On. So I wish I could say that the reward for getting the secret exit was good or something at least worthwhile. But maybe not so much, because it leads to 4B and... Well, okay, 4B, Shoal Atoll. Let's do it. This is actually probably my least favorite level in the game that isn't a secret one. I mean, I guess the A and B levels are kind of secret, but they're not really secret in the same way that the temples are. The reasons why this one's so bad, we'll get to those. For now, we're just on a beach, and there are penguins, and the fact that there's an aquatic ambience remix playing on the beach is probably not a good sign. So we have these two passages here. One we can't really do much about because it has a current going the opposite way. And then we have this one. Go through here. And we have fish and all, it's underwater. Oh look! There's a treasure chest! There, I actually worded the quote correctly this time. So we have a choice of pathway here, and we're gonna go up first. We actually probably want Cranky for this one. I've learned from experience that he's actually pretty useful for this level because there are some rather dangerous enemies in here, such as this extra fast, extra aggressive shark. Gonna save that Kong barrel in case we need it later. But let's go up here. So, here's the gimmick of this level. These keys... Well, actually, that's the only key you can find just out in the open. Well, there's a bonus room up there. I guess we're gonna have to loop back around. Didn't mean to get sucked into that thing. Okay, watch out for the shark. Let's just go back. And... not this time. Okay, bonus room time. Again, it's easy enough. And again, I didn't exactly optimize that, but oh well. So now we can actually go back here. And now that we have the red key, it only follows logically that we should be able to open the red treasure chest, and indeed we can. Giving us the green key, so now we just need to go find a green treasure chest. Basically, that's what we must do in this one, is it's kind of a maze, and there are a bunch of these different colored treasure chests that each lead to the next one. But I don't know, I don't really like mazes in video games, and especially not when they're underwater. Also, this one actually doesn't have any checkpoints. It's the only one that's not a temple or otherwise secret level that doesn't have them. So you can imagine how much I like it just based on that alone. Green treasure chest over there, but let's maybe get rid of this electric sea serpent first. Cranky's cane will do. There's our N. We saw the O in the room with the shark, and the K was on the beach. Is there anything worthwhile in these? Not that we need anything right now because we're maxed out, but... So, open the green treasure chest. Or a blue key. And then we just go through here. I guess this one isn't that bad once you've done it multiple times, but first time through, it can be really tedious. If you get all the bananas in these groups, those top parts open up. And some of them will give you rewards. This one's actually a trap, but I'm getting it anyway to show it. Cranky is very good for getting rid of these fish. Yeah, bombs are not fun. Actually, they can be, but we don't want them here. And let's go ahead and refresh our air. That's another thing I don't like about this one, is the air bubbles are kind of far apart. So you want to be careful and go fairly fast. We want to go in this hole up here, or passage, or whatever you want to call it. Get ourselves some air. I also tend to miss a bunch of puzzle pieces on this one, and I'm not really sure where they are. But we can go down here, find a bunch of fish. Ow. And we will subsequently ram into said fish. But there's the yellow key. And we saw a yellow treasure chest before, I think. It was toward the beginning of the stage. And that actually pops us out back at the beginning. Now you know what that other passage was for. Also, there are enemies here that weren't here before. So that's actually a thing the level does once you get back to the beginning here, is it replaces some enemies with harder ones and adds more of them. Like once we get in here, this pufferfish wasn't here before. See, this right here is probably the main reason I find Cranky so good for this level, because he's really good for taking out these extra enemies and stuff. Need some air? Okay. Also, I took the lower passage this time. I think they actually lead to the same place anyway, but... Okay, yellow treasure chest. Oh yeah, that shark definitely wasn't there before, but Cranky can fortunately deal with him. Yeah, like I said, Cranky is definitely the best choice for this. Open the yellow treasure chest and we get a special purple key that opens this. And we get swept into another area. Get some air, get some bananas, don't miss the G. And there's the end. Like I said, this one really isn't that bad once you've played it a few times, but the first time through, when you don't really know what you're doing and where everything is, it can be a huge pain. And I don't know who thought not putting any checkpoints in it was a good idea. Why would you do that? I mean, I understand that with the style of the level it might not quite work, but still. Also, yes, we only got 2 puzzle pieces. I did not see where the other 3 could have been. So we're just going to leave off at 2. So, 4B done, and that would have led us back to 4-5. So, that was 2 stages, 2 levels, 2 whatever you want to call them. So I think we're about good for now. We will finish off World 4 in the next episode.